Hey everyone, it's Deacon082. Everybody's gathered in the square to wish us off good luck. We came to wish you well too. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Save the world, buzz, buzz. Anyway, that's what we'll be doing in this episode of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. I just wanted to talk to Magnemite because it's been so long since I could do that voice. Today we head off to Sky Tower. Actually, we head off to the Hill of the Ancients in the Great Canyon. Ah, good of you to come. Quah! What's going on? What is Xatu doing? Don't you see, Sparky? This is normal for him. You've known him for long enough. It's almost ready. The Teleport Gem. Teleport Gem? So this Teleport Gem looks like it's harnessing the powers of both of them, and it's going to be able to teleport us up to the Sky Tower. Looks really small though. Is it strong enough? Only one way to find out. We have to accept this. Alright, so we have a teleport gem. This allows us to travel to Sky Tower. Wait a minute. A ghost type Pokemon. We received help from it. Gone away, it seems. Who could it be, I wonder? It must be Bashful, let it be. Now, I must ask you this one last time. This journey will be fraught with considerable danger. Will you still go? Of course we will. We have no choice. We have to get Rayquaza to destroy that falling star. If that'll bring peace, I'll gladly give my life for it. That's my wish. Yes, and when that wish comes true, Gardevoir said, you can return to your human world. Wow, flashbacks for one line from about 4 minutes ago. Nice. This will be my last adventure with Sparky though. Zippo, let's get this done! We're counting on you, Sparky and Zippo. And here we go, taking the teleport gem. And all three of us head off up to the Sky Tower. Oh, we just fall down on the clouds. This is actually pretty interesting. So what are clouds made of is the question, and why can we stand on them? Like, you'd think they were frail enough that we could just fall through, but these are some nice clouds. And there's actually a dungeon inside of the clouds, and this looks amazing, these visuals. It's a huge tower of clouds, and we have to climb up there. It's at the top of the tower, that's where Rayquaza is. Zippo, let's do our best on the climb. Okay, so Sky Tower, first floor. So the Pokemon in here, we start off with a fortress. I'm still locked into Metal Claw from the last episode. Sudowoodo grows to 26 right off the bat. Alright, my item situation, I don't think I actually showed it, but I have 1 huge apple, 4 Oran Berries, 3 Reviver Seeds, a Sleep Seed, a Warp Seed, 2 Max Elixirs, and an Escape Orb. If we actually escape in here, we do have to come back with the Teleport Gem because there's no other way we can get here. Sky Tower introduces Sky, obviously. It's basically water, but the only Pokemon that can go over it are those that can fly or float, like Magnemite could go over it, because it can levitate. But for all practical purposes, for us, it's the same as water. And I'm not even going to bother with Silver Spikes, because in Magma Cavern I was dropping them anyway, because too many items. We have a Lunatone, so that's a Rock and Psychic type. The Pokemon in here are pretty varied, but a lot of them can go over these sky areas. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of things we find. But Sky Tower is a pretty difficult place because the room layouts, or the floor layouts, I mean, you have a lot of these, like, I'm just gonna call them S-shaped hallways, where you don't know which way to go, and you probably won't find a room for a while. This floor wasn't too bad. You also saw Shedinja. Sparky cannot handle Shedinja, and this is a really bad start. I'm not showing what happens when you spawn into a monster house yet, but basically, you do get the advantage of having all your teammates in here already, which is nice, but you do have to fight your way out. This one shouldn't be bad because Sudowoodo actually took care of a good Pokemon. Enemies in here seem pretty strong, but by taking out the Masquerain there, it looks like we can take out all 3 of these. And that's like the most efficient Monster House work I've ever seen. Unfortunately, Lunatone doesn't die, but it should die from the next hit. I'm just gonna sit here. I could go off towards the items, but notice we get 2 TMs in here. Will any of them be good? Let's find out. We get a Radar Orb, Ice Beam. Unfortunately, nobody can learn it, but we get Ice Beam and Fire Blast. That is very tempting. How good is it? Because I can learn this. It has how much PP? 9 PP. It's very powerful. I will teach it over Smokescreen. So we do get something useful out of the Monster House. Now this is also the first time I've used a TM. Let me just make sure it cuts corners. And then I'll test it out to see how much damage it does. Yes, it does. Okay. I'm not going to use it very often, but it's our most powerful option. Or my most powerful option. Now, once you use a TM, it does not go away. It turns into an item called a used TM, which is completely useless and cannot be stored. The only time, or the only way that you can get a used TM is if you have something with the move Recycle. I think Porygon is the only Pokemon that can learn the move. But if you had a Porygon on your team with Recycle, you could reteach Fire Blast multiple times. What Recycle actually does, if you have a moveset consisting of TMs, you can use Recycle on the TMs and then just teach them over and over again instead of Massalitzers to restore your PP. So that's actually really interesting. Kind of convenient that we got that Monster House actually. Because that turned out, it gave us some really nice items. And it wasn't too hard to handle because of the location we got spawned inside of it. Let's try Fire Blast again. No, Metal Claw actually will probably do more. Nah, they did about the same amount of damage. Alright, so that's going to be the 5th floor. I would not be surprised if we find another Monster House in here, because we didn't actually find any in Magma Cavern. And Shedinja is pretty much the same as normal. There's one other thing you can do with Shedinja. You can actually use your A attack for guaranteed 1 damage. Nothing else really affects it. But Shedinja does have more than 1 health. It has about 5. So you can kill it with your A attack, and you can kill it with any thrown item, but you can't kill it with moves, unfortunately, unless you have something super effective, which we do. Shuppet is interesting because it's the first ghost that we've really seen. Oh, that's a really bad status. Yeah, the first ghost that we've really seen. So it and Shedinja can both go through walls. So if a Shuppet or something happens to approach us from inside this wall, there's really nothing we can do to handle it. Sparky does have Thunderbolt, which attacks through walls, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that. But Thunderbolt is a move that attacks, it's a range. So what that means is it attacks every Pokemon in the 8 spaces around you. I hope it doesn't affect teammates because I will pretty much always be in that radius. Oops. But yeah, Thunderbolt, foes within 1 tile range. So if Sparky were to use Thunderbolt in a Monster House and there were multiple enemies in that range, it would affect all of them. Which is actually pretty nice, because you could attack up to 8 things at once. And I am in need of a Massalitzer soon, so we'll get there. Alright, Lunatone, you should be able to handle that. Nice. Okay, 2 Sky Gummies here for flying types. I need some inventory space. I'll swap it with this apple and eat it. Sky Gummy is not really good for any of us at this moment, so I will hold on to it until we get a flying type. Alright, so this Duskull is coming at us from inside a wall. So obviously you don't want to walk up to it because then it'll be stuck in the wall. Which sounds bad, it is bad. I could probably drop these TM since we don't have a Porygon and I honestly don't know where you get one. And since you can't put them in your PC storage or in your Kangaskhan storage, you just have to hold on. Okay. 3 items and a Wonder Tile, even though it was all money. Could have been a Monster House just because 3 items. So I did not want to take any chances. Now Magma Cavern was 23 floors. I think this is 25. It may not be. So I'm going to cut this about halfway through the main part of the dungeon, just because I would like to not have to go over 15 minutes. So if I can get to, like, wherever I think I'm gonna get after 15 minutes, I'll stop it there. But the floors here are pretty tough to navigate sometimes, so it might take a little longer. I'm gonna try to not make it too long. One of these will have to be long enough, or one of these will have to be over 15 minutes, unfortunately. And it's gonna be the bottom right corner room. Yeah. So like I said, bad floor layouts just takes longer to navigate the place. And like such a small room in the corner too, where they put the stairs. Alright, so on to the 10th floor. A lot of Pokemon in here can take advantage of walking over the empty spaces. Like Coughing can levitate. Shedinja and Shuppet are ghosts and can go through anything. Masquerain can fly, Lunatone can levitate. Ooh, we have Hail. Okay, first time we've seen Hail. What Hail does is it damages you. You keep your auto healing, but you don't heal quickly enough. So you just take a lot of damage from Hail. And that's why you like to keep a lot of Oran Berries in places where you can have Hail. Because you take a lot of damage and just the walking makes it take a lot of time and you can lose more health. Yeah, Sparky is a great Pokemon to have to attack into the walls. Otherwise, we just have to walk away and then wait till it gets out of the wall. Which, of course, takes a lot of time. Speaking of taking a lot of time, Hail goes every 10 steps, I believe. Every 10 turns, 5 damage. So that adds up. And notice we're losing a lot of it. So I'm just going to get up the stairs as quickly as possible and move on to the 12th floor. So if this is 25, this will likely be the last floor of the episode. We got a power band. I don't really need a second one of those. Radar orb is not very useful. What the radar orb does is it shows the locations of all enemies on the floor, which really not helpful. We have a Solrock, so another rock type that we don't do a lot of damage to. Oops. Alright, so here's the stairs. We're going to end this episode off here. Sorry, I'm trying to rush. Next time on Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, we will finish up Sky Tower. So this has been Deacon082, and I'll see you guys next time.